Behind it all is the devil with the same two techniques he's had from the very beginning. First, he hides himself. He may hide himself as a snake, as he did in the Garden of Eden. He may hide himself under the guise of an angel of light, as Christ himself warns us. But he will hide himself so we don't run away scared. And then he's going to step in and whisper sweetly into our ears exactly what we want to hear. Sin doesn't matter. God is so loving. God is so overwhelmingly forgiving that sin doesn't matter. All you have to do is confess Christ. Just confess him with your lips, and then you are free for a life of sin, which somehow doesn't taint you just because you confess and you acknowledge your faith in him. But Adam and Eve saw God with their eyes. Adam and Eve heard God speak, heard God walk. Adam and Eve had more faith, more awareness of God's existence than all of us. And yet, by receiving the advice of the opposing one, by receiving the advice of the one who hates us, and allowing his advice to enter their ears, they have fallen from paradise. And what did the devil tell them? Wasn't it the same thing? God did tell you not to eat from that fruit, but go ahead. It's not going to be that bad. In fact, it might be quite good. It might actually make you God-like. Yes, my brother, yes, my sister, the hope is that everything will be forgiven, and God indeed is great enough and loving enough to erase the sin of the whole world. But that is something that we pray for, something that we ask for, something that we struggle for, something that we expect and hope for as a gift, not as a given that we can just use and abuse in order to just serve our base passions and our sinfulness. What the devil does is that he offers us a release, a way out which is not his to offer. He places himself in the place of the true master of God, and he offers generously a freedom that is not his to offer. He doesn't have it, but he offers it. He offers us a forgiveness that is not his to offer. He cannot offer it because he doesn't have it, but he offers it anyway, because his ultimate purpose is just for us to accept his advice as the true advice, to accept him as the real God, so that without even realizing, we get through this life thinking that we serve Christ, thinking that we follow him, calling ourselves Christians, calling Christ Lord, oh Lord, while in fact we listen to the demon's voice, the devil's voice, not Christ's. It's like one of those drug dealers that have destroyed so many lives, telling us, don't listen to your parents. Your parents are boring and old-fashioned, and they don't really understand you. It's all about you. You are the one who knows what the world is all about. Just ignore their advice and trust me. Just taste this. It's not that bad. It's not going to hurt you. In fact, it's going to give you a good time and make your life so much better. God has promised us freedom, and God has died for us in order to give us that freedom. It's God's to give us that freedom. It does not belong to the devil. It belongs to God to give us forgiveness and salvation, and not to the devil. Don't allow the evil one to replace God in your life. Basically, he generously offers us absolution of sin while still constantly pushing us into that sin, because he wants us to believe that sin has no eternal implications, but he knows that sin does have eternal implications. And if we don't fight to step out of sin, even if we keep on falling, even if indeed true freedom from sin doesn't come from us but from God Himself, but it's ours to struggle, He knows that if we don't at least put in the struggle, the fight, then those implications of our fallenness could be eternal. Don't confuse your true loving Master with the evil one. Don't call your darkness light, my brother and my sister. Don't call your sin virtue. Don't call the destroyer your creator, the one whom loves you. Darkness is darkness and light is light, and there is no mix between the two. From the fallen angels, through our forefathers Adam and Eve and their own descendants, we've seen that disobedience to God's will leads to the perdition of one's soul. From the very beginning, we've seen that just to have faith, just to believe that God is, in the reality of God's existence, is not enough to save someone. The devil knows very well that God is real. His belief in God is beyond anything we can have. Adam and Eve, again, communicated, were in such a direct relationship with God, something we can't even comprehend in this time of ours. And their descendants also retain that ability to talk to God directly, and yet through all those generations, all the way to us, God warns us against the devil. God warns us about listening to him. God warns us about ending up thinking that somehow the devil is not real and sin doesn't count. Our fathers, the fathers of the church from the very centuries, warned us that the devil's ultimate trick and ultimate push will be to make us believe that he is not real. Because once we forget about him, then it's going to be much easier for him to whisper into our ear that sin doesn't matter and that sin has no real implications. From Adam and Eve, all the way to the gospel authors, all the way to St. James, who tells us that what is the use? What is the use of faith without deeds? Faith without deeds is dead.